everyone, welcome to Bear Bedtime Stories house. Subscribe, like, share with friends, and let's create wonderful reading moments together. Thank you for your support.
This story teaches children to bravely face their fears and learn independence and confidence through George's journey of overcoming his fear of the dark with the help and support of his parents. George always feels that there are scary monsters hiding in the dark. Every night, he becomes extremely afraid. Mom and Dad gently stroke George's head, telling him there's nothing in the dark and that they will always protect him. George tries hard to sleep alone, but in the end, he is overcome by fear and runs to his parents' room. George feels very safe between his parents and soon falls asleep. During playtime, George confides in Jimmy about his fear of the dark, hoping to get his friend's help. Jimmy tells George that he used to be afraid of the dark too, but later discovered there's nothing in the dark and now he's not afraid at all. Encouraged by Jimmy, George decides to try sleeping alone again, silently encouraging himself to be brave. To make George feel secure, Mom and Dad installed a night light in his room, softly illuminating the entire room. George looks at the warm light from the night light, feeling that the dark is no longer so scary and gradually calming down inside. Mom smiles and says to George, "You are brave. We're just in the next room. Call us anytime if you need." Dad tells a story about a little hero overcoming fear, hoping George can gain courage from it. Listening to Dad's warm voice, George feels safe and relaxed, falling asleep without realizing it. In his dream, George becomes very brave, facing and ultimately defeating the monsters. George wakes up in the morning, realizing he spent the night alone and feeling proud of his bravery. George eagerly runs to his parents' room, excitedly telling them he slept alone. Mom and Dad happily hug George, praising him, "You're so brave. We are proud of you." At school, George excitedly tells Jimmy that he successfully slept alone, and Jimmy is happy for him. On the playground, George shares his story of overcoming his fear of the dark with other kids, and everyone admires him. After overcoming his fear of the dark, George discovered his interest in drawing. Now, he draws in his room every night. George became more confident and no longer feared speaking up in class. He actively participates in classroom discussions. After overcoming his fear of the dark, George sleeps peacefully every night, and his sleep quality has greatly improved. George became braver and started trying things he was previously afraid of, like riding roller coasters and participating in school speech contests. Through his own experience, George learned how to help other kids overcome their fear of the dark, and he felt more empowered. After overcoming his fear, George developed good habits. He now makes his bed and tidies up his room every day. Now, George sleeps peacefully every night and wakes up full of energy, ready to embrace a new day. From this story, we can learn the following 4 important points. Face your fears courageously. George learns to overcome his fear of the dark by making efforts and trying, teaching us to face our fears bravely. The importance of independence. George eventually learns to sleep alone, highlighting the importance of independence in a child's growth. Family support. George's parents provide great support and encouragement throughout his journey of overcoming fear, showing the importance of family support. Positive self-talk. George builds confidence by constantly telling himself, "I can do it," learning to motivate himself positively. In this story, we can also learn the following new words.
勇敢
brave,
勇敢
brave,
黑暗
dark,
黑暗
dark,
怪物
monster,
怪物
monster,
独立
independent,
独立
independent,
家庭
family,
家庭
family,
支持
support,
支持
support,
鼓励
encourage,
鼓励
encourage,
面对
face,
面对
face,
尝试
try,
尝试
try,
自信
confidence,
自信
confidence,
小夜灯
night light,
小夜灯
night light,
恐惧
fear,
恐惧
fear,
安全
safe,
安全
safe,
成长
growth,
成长
growth,
努力
effort,
努力
effort,
入睡
fall asleep,
入睡
fall asleep,
光明
light,
光明
light,
睡觉
sleep,
睡觉
sleep,
影子
shadow,
影子
shadow,
故事
story,
故事
story,
You are amazing! You've learned so many useful words and knowledge. Keep up the great work. If you are interested in how George overcame his fear of the dark and learned to sleep alone in George is Afraid to Sleep Alone, please remember to like, subscribe, and share this story with more friends. Thank you for joining us in learning how to become a brave and independent child.